Hey there, my Medora Magic. How is it going? It's Mr. Morrison here on this wonderful Monday. I'm hoping you guys are doing fine after this beautiful weekend. We had some sun, snow starting to melt, but let's get started talking about place value. Some of you have been rocking this out. Some of you have been like, Mr. Morrison, can you talk to us a little bit more? And guess what? If you ask, your wish will be granted. So let's begin. So we're talking about place value. So, as you know, with place value, we've learned about the decimal point. Most people know ones, tens, hundreds, but now we're moving to the right of the decimal place, and that's why we use the word and. Anytime you would hear the word and, that means the decimal point. So always think that when you're saying a number, and means decimal. Then there is no such thing as the ones place. It goes to the tenths place. So, and then and you're like, Mr. Morrison, like the fraction tenths? Yeah, and I'll show you here in just a second. Then we have hundredths, and then we have thousandths, and then it keeps going on forever. 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions, 100 billions, trillions, and so on and so on. And again, I don't really know half the time what comes after trillion. I think it's gajillions or something. But guess what? You only need to know to the thousandths in fifth grade. So, and you're like, Mr. Morrison, go back to that tenths. You said something, so I'm going to show you real quick. So whenever you see the fraction of 7/10, 7/10 is literally just saying 7/10. So you're like, hold the front door. So what if you say, Mr. Morrison, what about 3 and 5/10? And you're like, oh man, 3 and 5/10. This is a mixed number, Mr. Morrison. That means 3.5. But guess what? That also means as a decimal, 3 and 5/10. And some of you may have noticed that when you see 0.5, that's half. And guess what? The reason why it's 5/10 is equivalent to 1/2. And the same thing with when we get to our hundreds. Say we want to do 500ths, we'd have to put 0, 5. So 3 and 500ths would just be just like that. So again, that's always really good to think about when you're thinking about place value. Going back there, think about how it compares to fractions, because again, we'll get more into that soon. All right, so here we go. We got these 100 blocks. You know, the 100, they're known sometimes as flats. You guys used to call them the hundreds pieces. Well, now they're the ones pieces. You're like, what? That's your one whole. So that square that you normally are holding, that's your one whole. So if we cut it up into 10 equal pieces, that becomes the tenths. And if you chop it up into 100 equal pieces, that means they're the hundredths. So let's look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would become 4/10. And that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And you're like, Mr. Morrison, but I'm kind of smart. I know there's 10/10 in each one of these. Yes, there is 10/10 in all of this. But actually, there's 10/100ths in each one of these. So technically, it's also 40/100ths, but we're not going there yet. Just giving you a heads up. So 10/10 would be this whole thing. So here we go. All right. So let's look at this one. This would be the hundredths, because as you see, each of those wholes, that's one whole, is chopped up into hundredths pieces. There's a 100 of those little pieces. So this one would be 10, 20, 30, 40. And you're like, Mr. Morrison, that's 4/10. I'm like, yes, it is. And then 1, 2, 3. So 43 hundredths, 0.43. That's all you got to do. So count these 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3, 43 hundredths. And again, this is just a nice review. If you're like, Mr. Morrison, this is way too easy, guess what? It's just review. And again, you got 2 more you can do. And if you're watching this video, you should not get less than at least 1 right on each page. So here we go. It says drag and drop the digits to create the number. So the 2 is in the tenths place. So let's see. Let's find our decimal. But Mr. Morrison, I don't remember where the tenths place is. Guess what? Come back here. Tenths place is 1 digit to the right of the decimal place. So tenths, boom. So that's already done for you. So now you have to figure out where the 7, 0, and 3 go. I think you guys can do that. So we're going to move on from this page. So again, please make sure you read that. Make sure you look at your decimal point. And if you ever need to go back to slide 2, this is a great anchor chart for you to look at. All right, let's keep them on going. So this is drag and drop. Okay, 6 in the thousandths place. So thousandths is 1, 2, 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna drop my 6 up here. And then boom, there you go. There you go. Oh, there you go. There you go. Whoa. Good job, guys. So we're rocking this out. Keep it going. So on page 7, you're looking at the digits. So you're looking to see how much each digit's worth. So the 7 is 1. So this is the wholes or the ones place. Tenths place, hundredths place. So that 7 actually equals, let's see, 7 hundredths. That's it. That's all you got to do. Where's the 3? Tenths, hundred, thousandths. So guess what? It'd be 0.003. And Miss Morrison, can we put the 0 in front of the decimal point? Absolutely, you can. If you don't, I'm not going to mark it wrong because you know there's 0 holes. So if you want to put the 0, that's okay. If you don't want to put a 0, that's okay. Can I put a random extra 0 in between the 0 and the decimal point? Absolutely not. Is there zeros to the right of the 7? Absolutely. But guess what? You don't have to put them. So let's keep going. Let's keep on going. Yeah. Type the correct value. So with the 5, let's see. The 5 is in the tens place. So I'm going to put the 0 this time. Some of you are probably like, I want to put the 0. I'm like, okay. But the 4 is in the wholes place. Guess what? That's just 4. You got this. So again, if you ever need to go back to the first or the second slide, it's going to help you so much. Let's see. Okay. This one's going to be a little harder. It says, what number's in the tenths place? So remember, the tenths place is the first digit to the right. So we got a 2. A 2. Oh, man. Look at that. Back-to-back 2s. Right. 1. Right to the decimal. 7. And again, that's all you got to do. That's the tenths place. It's the number directly to the right of the decimal place. Okay. Let's check hundredths out. Okay. So let's look up at slide 2. Hundredths is the second to the right of the decimal. Let's go back here. So we got 1, 2. So it's a 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 6, 4. So the number is a 4. All right. 1, 2. That means it's a 4. Okay. 1, 2. That's a 1. So again, if you need to go back, rewind, that's absolutely fine. But remember, hundreds is 2 to the right, to the right, to the right. I don't know the rest of that song, but you're probably singing it now too. All right. And then our last one we're going to do for Monday. And again, it's a little bit of work, but it's all just review. So thousandths is 1, 2, 3 to the right, 3 to the right. So to the right, to the right, to the right. It's like, man, why you keep repeating yourself, Mr. Morrison? So 1, 2, 3 to the right of the decimal point, and that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, that's a 7. 1, 2, 3, that's a 3. So again, guys, this is place value review for Monday. Knock this out. I know you guys will rock it out because you guys are super Medora Magic. I hope you guys are working on your backpack defenses because again, guess what? Let's get those done. And let's celebrate being finished with 5th grade. And again, I'm super proud of you. If you need any help, please reach out to Miss Dyer, Miss Pope, or Miss Mo, or myself. Because again, if you have questions, probably other people have the same questions you do. And we are here to help. And guess what? By you asking Miss Dyer and Miss Mo for help, that helped me figure out that we need to go back and do a little bit of reviewing. And that's okay. Because guess what? If you have problems, or you have any questions, there's probably someone else that has the exact same questions that might not be brave enough, that is brave as you, and ask those questions. So again, reach out to us if you need any help. We're always here to help. Thank you guys. See you soon.